Hello, and thanks for joining me on this episode of Simply Saturday, where I get to show you a card that is fast and easy to make. Today's card is kind of special because it can be a card, but can also be a gift card holder. I'm super excited to show this to you. My name is Julie, and this is Stamp with Julie Baum. Let's get started on today's project. I'm happy to get to show you some of the products that we're using today, as they're pretty fun and whimsical and really bright colors. So the papers that we're going to be using are Poppy Parade. That is the card base. And then we're also using this designer series paper, and it is from a package of papers called Merry, Bold and Bright. It is a pack of 12 by 12. I'm going to pull it out here and just give you a quick peek at some of these bright, bold patterns. So they're in bright rainbow colors, some stripes, some diagonal. There's some cute little Christmassy prints, but also besides those Christmassy prints, I feel like the other side of the paper is bright and fun and not necessarily Christmas. So it's kind of a nice choice, because if Christmas comes and goes and you still have a bunch of paper left over, you're not stuck with Christmas paper. Well, this side is Christmas trees, now that I got to that. But as I mentioned, the other side, or some of the papers, are just bright, fun, cheerful designs and prints. So that is that packet of paper, and I've chosen our pieces from that packet. All right, so let's get started. I've got my Poppy Parade card base, and as I've been doing recently, I'm putting all of the dimensions right there on my website for you to refer to with ease. You go to stampwithjuliebaum.com, and I'll put a link down below this video in the description box so that you can click on that link, be taken right over to my website, and see all of the dimensions. All right, so as I mentioned, today's card is a gift card holder. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to do one extra fold. We've got our piece here, but I do have an extra score line here, and I'm going to fold this piece in. And then what you can do, it's optional, but what you can do is add a little notch here, a thumb notch. It just makes it a teeny bit easier to pull the gift card out. So this here is going to be the pocket where the gift card will slide in. And I'm just going to use a very old 1-inch punch. You could use a die or a punch for this. And what you are going to do is just take a small bite out of the edge of the cardstock. It's not even really quite a half of a circle. So by doing that, you can see I've got that great thumb notch. Now, not only do I think it makes it a teeny bit easier to grab that gift card and pull it out, but I also think it just makes it look very professional. All right, so we're going to seal this little end down to create our pocket. And you have two recommended ways of doing that. One is to use your liquid glue, which is always a great choice when you're doing your projects. And in this case, what you would do is put a very thin line on this edge and on this edge to seal up the card. Now I'm going to show you a different option. And let me also mention, this was one of the projects that we made at Stamp Club in October of 2023. So this is a good review for those of you Stamp Club members, or if you were absent this month, you can get a peek at one of the projects that we made. So another option is to use tear and tape. And I'm going to show you this. So here would be the tear and tape. My concern with this is it's a little bit wide. You want to have enough space in here for your gift card, and the 1/4-inch tear and tape is just a little bit too wide. So if you have tear and tape and want to use it, what I recommend is that you actually split it down the center lengthwise so that you have pieces of 1/8 inch tape. Now, I just happen to have some 1/8 inch tape, and so that's what I'm going to use for the project. But again, use your tear and tape thinned out, or use your liquid glue. Okay, so I'm going to apply my sticky tape right here to the very edge of the cardstock, and let's break that using my ruler to pull against it and make a nice straight tear. And then another one here. We did not use the 1/8 of an inch sticky tape At Club, we did use the liquid glue. You just have to be careful that you don't overuse it so that when you close and seal this little pocket, you don't want that glue leaking out and creating a sticky mess. So for that reason, the tape is a nice option. Okay, let's get that end sealed up. All right, there we have our pocket end of the gift card holder. And if you wanted to do this card design that we're making today and not put a gift card in here, you could certainly tuck a check in there or cash maybe, or maybe just a smaller little note card that has an extra message. That would be cute too. So it doesn't have to be for gift giving. It can also be a really cute card. All right, then on the inside, I'm going to put a white panel. So I've got that here, and I'll use my liquid glue to attach this. All right, now the inside of the card is in the works. Okay, now we're going to attach our designer series paper. So I will mention that this piece is 4 inches by 4 inches. Now, what your brain might be thinking is, aha, how many of these can I make out of a sheet of designer series paper? Well, if you're starting with a 12 by 12, you can cut these down into the 4-inch squares and make 9 of these cards or gift card holders out of 1 piece of designer series paper. I think that alone makes this an absolute must-try project. All right, so this piece is going to get attached to the front. So yeah, you could cut your designer series paper into your 9 equal pieces. You could cut 9 card bases like we're using today in Poppy Parade, 9 pieces of white for the inside. Then you may want a little accent strip, which we're going to pull in next, and you can just assembly line and make 9 gift card holders within minutes. All right, there's the front, super cute. Now, this little strip is going to go here, and I love the Fa La La paper with the little Santa hats, or trees. What are they? Are they hats? Or are they trees? I guess with the star on there, it's lending itself to being a tree, but I keep calling them Santa hats. Okay, when you put this strip on, you have one decision to make, and that is to push it all the way up against the edge of the white card, like so. That's what it's gonna look like. Or you can leave a little peak, about an 1/8 of an inch of white showing, and then it will look like this. So I've made them both ways. I have a finished one to show you at the end where the white is showing. So for this exercise, I'll just go ahead and push it up against the edge and not have a white border showing. Okay, the choice is yours. Okay, so there I've got it flush with the edges of my white cardstock. Okay, we need to decorate this. And so the first thing that I'm going to do is a little bit of stamping. So I started with a scrap of white cardstock, and I also started with a scrap of Poppy Parade. So on the Poppy Parade, I grabbed a scalloped circle die. It looks like this. Now this is from a retired set of dies, the layering circles. So I used this one and cut out a Poppy Parade circle, okay, like that. And then I used this one on a piece of white and then ran that through the machine and die cut it. So let's go ahead and stamp on this first. Most of the time, not always, most of the time I encourage you to stamp before you punch or die cut. All right, so I'm just going to stamp my words right in the middle of my scrap. This die is then going to go on here. I'll also mention one other option that you can choose at this point. The card that I'll show you at the end, I have the words up towards the top of the circle like this, and then I've got some decoration below. The one that I'm going to do right now, I have the words centered, and I'll show you how we decorate that. So that gets run through your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and you end up with this. All right, so now that I have my circle, I'm going to take lemon lime twist and a star stamp. And I'm trying to think where I pulled this star stamp from. It might have been from, let me just see, so I don't lead you astray. It is from the Merriest Trees stamp set. It's that little star right there. All right, so I pulled that star out. And as you're gonna see, I'm just gonna add some random stars kind of stamped off the edge. Like so. Okay, just put a little green on there. Okay, this piece is gonna get attached to my red die cut scalloped circle. Like so, and then this is going to go on the front of the project. I am going to use some dimensionals to attach this, just to give it that extra little lift. So for a circle this size, I'm going to use 3. All right, and then we can attach this to the front of the card. Now, of course, your saying can say, your words can say whatever you want it to say. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, warm wishes, really whatever you have in mind. I thought that this was really cute, a little something for you with lots of love from me, since this is going to be a gift card holder. And I got this stamp from the Festive and Fun stamp set. So it's right here. I have not yet, but I am already getting ready to play with this stamp set. I love these little critters, and they are coloring book style, so I'll be able to color those in with my Stampin' blends, but that's where I pulled this stamp from. Okay, so this is gonna go right here on the front. I'm gonna kind of do it in this corner. And then to balance this out a little bit, I'm going to add a knotted piece of ribbon. This is lemon lime twist ribbon. So I'm going to wrap it around here. Now coming up here, tying this knot, this is where I wish I had a friend in my stamp studio to put their finger on the knot. So I'm going to do the best that I can by myself to hold this tight while I tie my knot. But this is a great time when it would be nice to have a friend nearby or be stamping with a friend to put their finger on your knot so you could hold it nice and tight. All right, so I'm going to try this. And there we've got the knot. Okay, and I kind of want this knot up a little high just to offset this. Those tails are a bit long, so let's trim those. Like so. And if you wish at this point, you could certainly add some more embellishments, maybe some rhinestones or some sequins, but I think that it's simple, beautiful, quite effective, and there you have your lovely little pocket where you can tuck in a gift card. This has been so much fun to share this project with you. I'm really glad that you stopped by to watch today. I'm going to put all kinds of information below this video in the description box. I will mention that the current host code, good through October, is here. It will also be below the video in the description box. But here is the host code in case you want to get a hold of this Festive and Fun stamp set, or perhaps the Merry and Bright papers, or even the Merriest Trees bundle, some of the things that we've looked at today. I would love to have you stop by my online store and place your order and use this host code at checkout. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, happy stamping! I mentioned the other card that I was going to show at the end, so I did want to show you that. So on this one, I left a little space next to the piece of designer series paper, leaving that little white border there, and also the difference in the circle. This one has the words up higher on the circle and then a single star here. So that was the variation of the card that you watched me put together just now.